we began to look at, Lisa and I back in November, and say, wow, why is he appointing our very first crypto czar? Something is afoot. And so David Sachs is full-time on behalf of the White House promoting cryptocurrency. So within the first week of office, when President Trump came to office, he signed an executive order to mandate that all the federal government agencies work together to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. We were not, at that time, the crypto capital of the world. We were competing with mainland China. We were probably about fifth in the world in terms of our position, but we've clawed our way up to first position, and we'll stay there because cryptocurrency is the currency of the future and not too far distant future. With the plummeting of the American dollar and dollars around the world, our president is hedging his bet against the American dollar that the cryptocurrency will do better than the American dollar. Who knows what the value of Bitcoin is today? 114,000 for one coin. Back in 2012, you could buy Bitcoin for $5 a coin. That's not too far back. 2012, 13 years ago, it's $5 a coin. Now it's 114,000 a coin. So it's going in the right direction where currency ought to be going. But when you start printing off American dollars on the printing presses to pay for your bills, the American dollar in value starts going this way because you got more dollars. And so because of that, you need more dollars to pay for the same thing. It's not that your house is going up in value, it's that the American dollar is going down in value. So you need more of those dollars to buy the same thing. And that's what we've been witnessing for the last 30, 50, 75 years. It's just the decreasing in value of the American dollar. And so crypto is going the other way. Why is that? Because you can't just turn on a printing press and print more crypto coins. When you start off a cryptocurrency, fed into that network is the algorithms that determine how many mines, how many computer nodes are in that network that will produce coins. Also fed into that network from the very beginning is the maximum number of coins that will be produced on that network. So they just can't turn on the printing press. So as more coins are purchased, the supply gets less and less, and the value goes up and up. That's why we're at 114,000 on Bitcoin. And governments, countries around the world are mining. They've got computers, supercomputers, that are burning up all sorts of energy, trying to compete to create the Bitcoin. If you could create one Bitcoin every 3 months, would it be worth it?
Absolutely.
To pick up $114,000 every 3 months. So it's not the amount of coins so much, it is the value of the coins, what people see that the value in those coins. That's why Texit Coin is going up in value. When Lisa and I joined Texit Coin back in December of last year, that's what, 9 months ago, probably almost to the day, it's December the 18th. It was 8 cents a coin. Today it's $5.35 in 9 months. Now, when you're going from 10 cents a coin to 8 cents a coin where we were to 10, to 12 cents a coin, to 20 cents a coin, it's not like, look at that. But once you hit the dollar mark and you keep that doubling going, and the $2 and the $3 and the $5, you say, wow, all those coins we produced back there, even though we produced them and the market value was 8 cents, those same coins, digital coins that we produced are now worth $5.35. Because the value is different and it's not linked to the coin production. You can sit on the back corner and just keep producing coins out of your mine, and it doesn't matter what they're valued at the time. But when the value goes up to $20 a coin, $50 a coin, $100 a coin, all those coins that you produced are now worth that. So you want to get in as early as you can to start producing those coins, get a treasure trove of digital coins. So we really just have to open our minds up when it comes to cryptocurrency. Because as I said, we've been familiar with the digital world, but not really the cryptocurrency world. Now, companies like Visa, MasterCard are coming and doing contracts with the coin exchanges, like Coinbase, like Kraken, like Robinhood, and said, can we join up with you? Now we've got a way to get that cryptocurrency out in the real world, where we can buy our butter, our eggs, and our cheese. So my account in Coinbase has a Visa card attached to it, and I can go to 100 million places in the world, including this restaurant, and say to them, do you take cryptocurrency? They'd laugh me out of the restaurant. But I've got a Visa card tied to my cryptocurrency account where I have USDC, US dollars in crypto, and I can pay for that in 100 million places in the world. Did that in Fiji about 3 months ago. Paid for a whole table of pastors, their meal. And I said to the girl, do you take cryptocurrency? She said, no, it's illegal in Fiji to have cryptocurrency. I said, oh my Lord, illegal? They said, yeah, the government won't allow us to have cryptocurrency. I said, okay. I pulled out my Visa card, ding ding on that little Wi-Fi device. Well, you do take crypto. Illegal or not, I just paid you $87 in cryptocurrency. So we've got a way to get that out, which is tremendous. And you can sell your coins at any time. You don't have to wait 90 days. You can buy a mine, and you can, the very day one that you create coins, you can go and sell those if you want to, or you can hang on to them and let the value of those coins go up. So the cryptocurrency world, just very briefly, is a series of very specialized computers, computer nodes, and they're designed to crunch out 24/7 mathematical equations and resolve those equations. So what's fed into the network in that algorithm that starts it is mathematical equations, and those are fed into the network, and all those little computer nodes that are networked together starts competing with each other to resolve those mathematical equations. The reward for the work that they get is digital coins. So this little computer node here that solved that problem and raced against all these others to solve it, he just got 250 coins awarded to him. There's 6 other computer nodes that say, we need to verify that. I'm sure he ripped us off. So those 6 other computer nodes look at that equation and look at what he did to solve it, and they say, yep, he did it right. So all those transactions that are happening on the network is what's generating rewards of coins. So when somebody like myself that owns this little computer node, I'm called a miner, and this is the mine. The mine is what's mining the coins or creating the coins. Those are just phrases that they use in the crypto world. Like a mine would be just a computer node, a specialized computer node that has a specific task. If you own that computer node, you're the miner that owns the mine, and the mine is mining coins or creating those coins. And so as a miner, I'm going to take those coins and I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to go to Dextrade, and I'm going to put them on Dextrade and sell them, because there's a bunch of people out there trying to buy those coins because of the value of them. So I sell those. I get my USDT. That's a tether coin that's connected 1-to-1 to the dollar. USDT and USDC is what the industry calls stable coins, because they're connected 1-to-1 to the dollar. So if you get 100 USDC, it's worth 100 US dollars. Okay, so you've got to transfer all the different currencies that are out there and all the different coins into USDC to pull it out into USD. So you got to go to a place like Coinbase, Kraken, Robinhood. Those are exchanges that are regulated by the United States. Therefore, you can tie your bank account to it and pull it out. So I just sold my 500 coins or whatever and pulled those out. That's a transaction on the network. So all 6 other computers say, oh, there's a transaction. Let's check it all out. verify that it was legit, make sure nobody was dialing in from Nigeria and ripping us all off. So all those little computer nodes do that. Some people are buying coins out there on Dextrade, Bitmart, and they're bringing those coins back into their wallet, their digital wallet on that network. That's another transaction. So 6 other little computers verify that. So you can see all day long, 24/7, all those little computer nodes are buzzing away and working. They never rest. They don't take a Sabbath. And it takes a lot of energy. So that's why China has built hydroelectric dams to burn electricity, to make electricity, to run all their supercomputers. That's why you'll drive around Texas and you'll see acres and acres and acres of solar panels. You'll see huge warehouses where cryptocurrencies is mined, where AI is working. And so all these computers need tons of energy. So what happens with Texit Coin? The brilliance of Bobby Gray was that we are also going to mine Litecoin. We're going to mine Doge. So we're going to be mining other coins, not just Texit Coin, but we're going to be creating, we're going to be also have our little computer nodes set up to also create these other coins, and we'll sell those coins and we'll pay for electricity. So $5,000 a month is generated from selling other types of cryptocurrency to pay for the electricity that creates your coins. That's why you don't get electrical bill. If you're a miner and own a mine, there is no expense to you other than buying that mine in the first place. There's no annual expense, there's no maintenance fees, because they are mining other coins to pay for your expense. How good is that? Real good. Yes, give them a clap. Because if you're mining, if you ever have been a miner and you've mined other coins and you've got a computer or several computers and they're burning away, I had to go to Walmart and buy a fan to put on the back end of my computer node because it was so hot all the time. It just keeps roaring away trying to create these coins. And so you will get a bill every month from your utility company with a $200-300 bill there because of the electricity you use, but not with Texit Coin. They're doing that for us. So that's how a computer node works and what it's doing on a network. So in the network of Texit Coin is 1 million of those computer nodes. And we have sold 119,730 mines or computer nodes have been sold as of 5 minutes ago when I went to the bathroom and checked it. This changes all the time. It's going up like 1,000 a day because of 1,000 mines that are being purchased on that network. There is 1 million mines or computer nodes. Now, once they've all been purchased, so we're about over 10% there. Once they've all purchased, there's no more mines left. At that point in time, your option will be to buy and sell coins, like it is with Bitcoin, like it is with Ethereum. You'll go out there on various exchanges and you'll buy 500 coins and you'll go home and you'll sit there for 6 months, 12 months, and you hope that the value of those coins go up. Now you've got to go back out there and sell them and make the difference between what you bought them for and what you sold them for. Now, if you want to keep doing that, you've got to buy more coins at the new current rate and hang on to those and hope the value doesn't go down. So, but not with Texit Coin. At this point in time, you get to own the mine. You get to purchase a mine that creates these coins. That's like the difference between buying a case of apples or owning the apple tree. What's best? Apple tree. Yeah, because you can take that case of apples to the market and sell them, get some money for those. All your apples are gone. And you go home and say, well, bless my soul, that apple tree just produced some more apples. And you wait another month or two and you got another case of apples. That apple tree of yours will last 137 years. That's what's fed into the network, the algorithm, to determine how long these mines will produce coins, because remember, there's a set limit on the number of coins that will be produced. That's what gives value to those coins. If someone could just keep creating coins, the value would not go up. People would just say, what's the use of buying those coins? I'll just sit and wait for them to produce more, like they do with the American dollar. And the value goes down. So there is 535 million coins that has been determined already that this network will produce. And so once those coins have all been used and produced, that's it. People buy and sell and trade, and the price of those coins will really go up because they're not being produced anymore. So between now and then, when that happens, Texit Coin will find its place in the economy. We'll be able to use it. When we're in Glenrose at Robbie's restaurant, when we get finished, I go to my account that's got Texit coins in it, and I go to send, and he opens up his phone, and he's got a receipt. He scans my code, and I give him 735 coins. That pays for the $1,200 to feed everybody. Thank you very much. So you can find a place where the miners are trading and buying and selling. We got one of our deacons at church. He sells dirt. Lots of dirt. And you pay him in Texit coin. If you're a miner, he'd rather have your coins than your cash. The least valuable thing to get is cash. Yeah. The most valuable thing to get is coins, because they go in two different directions. So when you pay him 300 coins for the dirt you just picked up from him, he looks at that dirt and says, well, those 300 coins, they're all worth $2.50 each. So that's why you gave me 300 coins, because of the value of those. But in 6 months, they're worth $16 a coin. So he just sold his dirt for $20,000, not $1,200, if he keeps those coins. So that's the value of being in the crypto world, is the valuable nature of those coins. And that's a little bit about just how the network works. That first network is in McKinney, Texas. All those mines are submerged in some cooling oil so that they don't fry themselves. And then there's redundant sensors going across Texas. Right now we have 3. First one was going into Victoria, Texas, and then Mansfield. The third one will probably go into Gonzales, Texas. There'll be 35 ultimately. And if someone says, well, I'm going to wait till all those 35 redundant mine networks are set up, well, good for you. Now you're getting in, it's $1,000 a coin. So you're smart to get in early and start producing the coins with your mine. So let's look at this figure here. We've got 119,730 mines. This is how many miners, people like you and me, that are in this system owning those mines. That's 29,900. So if we divide the number of mines by the number of miners, it'll give us an idea of how many they're purchasing. Who's got the calculator? 4. Okay. So you, on average, people are buying 4 mines each. Why are they doing that? Because they want to produce as many coins as they can. One of the great things that we learned from Bobby Gray when Lisa and I went up there in December to meet him and poke him and make sure he wasn't an escaped convict from Australia, we checked him out, talked about his philosophy, where he's going with this, what his history has been. So he's been in the industry for about 16 years. In fact, back then, he was minting coins. He was actually minting alternate currency for the United States, gold, silver, and copper coins that actually had its intrinsic value in the coin itself. So he had to jump ship from that tangible coin to the digital world, because that's just where the train was going. Because it's impossible, if you got a gold nugget in your pocket, to get your dirty chai latte at Starbucks with that gold nugget. You can't scrape off some filings for your coffee. So you got to get into the digital world, because that's where we are. So he was in he was in alternate currency for many years. In fact, back in 2012, he was invited out to the House of Representatives to speak to them about alternate currency for the United States. So that's been his history. And so we got to meet with him and understand and say, okay, well, what makes the Texit Coin crypto different to 1,000 other cryptos that are out there, and meme coins and the Trump coin, and etc. Well, number one, he said, is going to be exclusively created or mined here in Texas. So we have some control over it. We don't have control over Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's out there, and other countries of the world own more than what we do. So you don't, if you're competing with them, you're competing with supercomputers by nations. So he said it'll be 100% exclusively mined or created here in Texas so that we have some control over it. But secondly, it's going to be crowdsourced. That's why we have a crowd here tonight. You're part of the crowdsourcing that actually purchases these mines. This stops big, large, multinational corporations coming in and buying 51% of the mines, and now they take us sideways. We lose control. So they don't go to Disney World and say, would you like to invest in Texit Coin, and come up with several millions of dollars to do that. They are putting their faith and trust in rank and file people like you and me to support this. And most of us don't have a clue what we're doing because we're rank and file people, but we're learning. It's like when we used to go to town in a horse and buggy back in the Granbury days. We had to learn what a cylinder was. We had to learn what a spark plug was. We had to learn what a carburetor was. You know, how to change a tire. We had to learn all that. It was like, I'm not going into that world. I'm staying with my horse and buggy because I put hay in the mouth at this end and I collect the poop on the other end and I put it on my tomato bushes. And the rest I don't need to worry about. There would have been lots of people like that.
Yeah.
But the world moves on. So you're in a very, very fortunate place because you're ahead of the curve. In a few years to come, we will not have dollars and cents. It'll disappear. And we'll all be in digital currency and cryptocurrency. So President Trump, in the first week of office, signed an executive order causing those government agencies to work together to put America as the #1 crypto capital of the world. But he did a second thing. He authorized the stockpiling of cryptocurrency as a Federal Reserve currency. Right now, your federal government's got $19 billion worth of cryptocurrency as a Federal Reserve. First time in history. There's no need to go to Fort Knox now and see what's in it. We've got $19 billion worth of cryptocurrency. So you see where the governments are starting to put their trust in more so than the American dollar. So that's what he passed, and what the executive order, but then it's get that into law, so it couldn't be changed by the next president. They passed the Genius Act the last week of March, just a few months ago, in the House. And the Genius Act, it's not because you're a genius, GENIUS stands for something. Anybody know? Well, you're not that much of a genius. The Genius Act actually puts into law President Trump's executive order, which is #1, to stop all the lawsuits from federal agencies against the crypto world. When he came into office, the Biden administration had lawsuits against Binance, against Kraken, against Bitcoin, against Coinbase, from the IRS, from the Department of Treasury, because they want all that to be transparent. Well, the very nature of cryptocurrency is that it's not transparent. When you sign up and get a mine and you get get on the exchange, you don't put your social security. There's not, you get a nice big code this long that tells me that's you, but I don't know who that you is. So by nature, the crypto world has been non-transparent in terms of linking things to individuals. That's how the whole thing started in the black market. So now that it's mainstream, that feature is still there. So you can do all sorts of manner of things in the crypto world. It's not till you pull that money out, now it's tied to a bank account, and now you've got that to be able to be tracked. So when they passed the Genius Act, it was to drop all those lawsuits. So now it's a very favorable position to be in cryptocurrency. Now, last year, I would not have touched it with a 40-foot barge pole when the federal government's got lawsuits out against it. But the other thing that it did was to mandate that the banks play friendly in the crypto world, which means now the banks are required to be able to supply you with a bank account that takes crypto, USDC. So rather than keeping your money on the exchanges out there in the crypto world, you can have your USDC sent straight to your bank account, and they'll be the custodians of it. So that's in play now. So Chase Bank is the first one that come to the party and say, "Oh, we want to be part of this," because there's billions of dollars in crypto they're missing out on because they're not custodians of it. So March the 17th of this year, they had their first crypto summit at the White House. And it was a room like this full of people like you, but they're all people from the crypto world that were CEOs, CFOs, COOs of these major exchanges. And they started working together to see cryptocurrency come on Main Street. So that's where you are. You're ahead of that curve. So we're in a very, very exciting time. When President Trump signed that Genius Act, which is going to cause the United States to be the #1 player in the world with cryptocurrency, Governor Abbott said, "Well, I want that for Texas." So the last week of March, he signed Senate Bill 21 for the state to authorize the same thing, but for the state of Texas, that Texas would be the #1 state in the union for cryptocurrency. And he then authorized them to start stockpiling cryptocurrency as a reserve currency for the state. So you're in the best state in the union.
Yeah.
You knew that already? Oh. Sorry? Yes, Genius Act.
Guiding and establishing national innovation for U.S. stablecoin pact.
Right. So the stable coin is the USDC and the USDT. That's where the banks have to, now the banks don't have to supply you a bank account for all thousands of different coins that are out there, but to get those coins out of the crypto world, you've got to turn them into stable coins, which are matched 1 to dollars, and then you can use them. So that's what the banks are being required to do. So it's very, very exciting. All we need now is to find a city or a town that says we want to be the crypto capital of Texas. And how about Granbury?
Yeah.
Why can't Granbury become the crypto capital of Texas? No city or town has put their hands up for that. And what does that mean? It means you start downtown, what they call downtown dollars. So if you're part of the Chambers of Commerce and you're in the downtown area, anybody coming downtown can use Texit Coin to buy and sell. That's what we need. You got to start somewhere and then you start working out from that. Gonzalez wanted to be, but somebody on the board of the Chamber of Commerce said we don't want to mess with crypto. So they wanted Gonzalez to be the downtown dollar place to start trading with Texas Coin because it's exclusively mined here in Texas. So that's the world you're living in. And so they started trading back in May of last year, so it's only just not even 18 months old. So they got into Dex Trade and they started trading Texit Coin at 0.8 of a penny. And now we're at $5.35 a coin. So this is how many mines have been purchased. And as I said, if you go on now, you'll probably find that's gone up to 50, not 30. This is the number of miners. And so we know based upon that an average of 4 mines are being purchased by each person. Now you can buy up to 9 mines. The other thing that Bobby Gray told us is that he's put a ceiling on the number of mines that you can purchase. Again, that's protection for you and I, because a large company can't come in there and buy up, 500 mines. So it's limited to 9 that you purchase. Now you can get rewarded mines, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But the number that you can purchase is limited at 9. Now, right now, if you buy 9, you get 2 free. I'll give you that because that's what you invested in. So 9 mines will actually get you 11 mines. So now you're creating 11 times the number of coins that you would have had you just got buying 1 mine. So this is the number of coins that are produced on the network on a daily basis. So all those little computer nodes that are solving those problems and checking the other computer nodes and make sure they're legit, the transactions that are coming off the network and the coins coming back onto the network. All those are transactions. And every 3 minutes, coins are rewarded out to the various nodes. So all those transactions are calculated together on the network. They're put together in a little block, like a ledger, a digital ledger of all the transactions that happen. And that little block of digital transactions is called a blockchain. And they start again the next 3 minutes. As all those blockchains are linked together, and you've got a digital ledger of all the transactions that happen on that network every day. So at the end of the day, all those little computer nodes, because they're good little nodes, they say, let's share our coins that we got as rewards today. And so they put them together in a big pool, and you come up with about 95,000 coins, give or take. Depends upon how many transactions are happening across that network. So based upon the number of coins that are available, and this is constant. This will not change. It will be 97 sometimes, 92 sometimes, but on average, daily, 95,000 coins. So they're divided out now amongst the mines. Not the miners, but the mines. Because if you own one mine, you get one share of that 95,000. If you own 9 mines, you get 9 shares of it. So let's divide 95,000 by 119,730. 0.8. Whoa, look at that. He's a genius. 0.8. So every mine gets 0.8 of a coin, 80% of a coin. Now, when I got on board back in December, each of these mines were making 40 coins, but it was 8 cents each, which was about $3.12 for those 40 coins at 8 cents a coin, $3.20. Now, because of the mines that have been purchased and the dividing up of that 95,000 over those mines, we are down now to less than a coin a day. But that coin is worth $5.35. So what are you making a day? Let's multiply. 428. Thank you. $4.28 is basically what you're making a day, because the coins are $5.35. You're making 80% of that, or 0.8. So you're down to $4.28 a day. That one mine is producing that number of coins, but what they're valued at is that. So this price will keep going up. So this will fluctuate. So how do you work out your return on investment? I figured out my $9.95 that I put down to buy one mine at 40 coins a day and 8 cents a coin. Yeah, I'll be about 8 months out and I would get that money back. I was totally wrong because it didn't stay at 8 cents. That's not what's constant. It keeps going up in value because people are buying and selling them out there in the marketplace. So my return on investment was 3.5 months, not 8 months, because of the value of the coin going up. So you really can't figure out your ROI, but just know that the value of the coin's going up, even though this is coming down. Now let's look at when all the mines are sold, there's no more mines left. And someone's knocking on your door and they said, I heard about Texit Coin, I saw the digital billboards up there, I'd like to buy a mine. You have to say, sorry, it has started to rain and Noah's closed the door on the ark. You can't get in. So once all a million mines have sold and there's 95,000 coins still being produced on the mine in the network every day, what are we down to in terms of how many coins we get out of that? That 95,000 will have to be divided up amongst a million mines. 0.095. So we will be there, 0.095. That's where you're going, guys. So don't freak out that this number's coming down, because it's going to have to come down. It's divided amongst the mines that are being sold. So ultimately, you will get down to 1/10 of a coin a day from one mine. And by that time, the coin will be worth $20, $25, $30, and you'll get 1/10 of that. So the long-term goal for you is to get as many mines as you can while the mines are available. because the day is coming when they won't be. So if the coin is valued at $16, $25, $100 a coin, you want at least to get in one coin a day. So you would have to buy 9 mines. They'll give you 2 free, that's 11. You'll be up to one, when it's all said and done, and there's no more mines left to buy, you'll be at 1 coin a day if you've got 10 mines. Make sense? So phase 1 of this whole enterprise is to get us to February of next year, where the coin will be projected to be $16 a coin. Now, there's a lot of people saying we're going to hit that 16 a lot earlier because of the robust nature of Texit Coin. And if you just go to dextrade.com or Bitmart, you'll be able to see that graph, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's just stepping up there all the way. So we hit $7.10, didn't we, over the weekend? Or a couple of days ago. So it's peaking, coming out, peaking, coming out, peaking, coming down. I have a video. I created a video 2 months ago to send out to my prospects. And on there, I was saying, listen, this coin is, look at the value of this coin. It's $1.75. I was so excited. Now $1.75 means nothing. So I'm reluctant to do videos now because every third day I got to make another video. Because the value of that coin keeps going. So that's what you're looking at long term, 1/10 of a coin, but the value is going up. So phase 1 is to get us to $16 a coin. And that's only 5 months away. So we want you to get you in early as possible to start creating those coins. So by the time February rolls around, you've got a good treasure chest full of coins that you can cash out if you want to. Phase 2 is to get us to $100 a coin. So what we have to do is get onto other exchanges. The more exchanges we're on, the more we are exposed, and the more people are buying and selling coins, and that's what's pushing the value of those coins up. It's not buying the mines so much, it's the trading of those coins. Phase 3 is to get us to $1,000 a coin. All this is mapped out, guys. That's not just some figment of your imagination. So we're looking at $1,000 a coin, where we're projected to be February of 2027. Okay? So just think of that. I'm not sure, I don't know when these million mines will be sold. Probably going to be sooner than later. Right now, there's 1,000 being purchased a day by people like you and me. So you want to get in early, and I'm going to show you in a minute how you can actually create more mines or get awarded with mines, so you can keep building up your supply of mines that makes these coins. So when the coin is worth $1,000 a coin, and you've got 10 mines, and you're making 1 coin a day, $1,000 a day. Can you handle that? No? All right, well, I'll give you my account and my receiving code and send it my way. So when Lisa and I got involved back there in December, we had $7,000 debt on our credit card and another $9,000 on our external kitchen that we have outside the backyard of the house that Harvey built for us. So I wanted to make him take the loan, but he made me take the loan and pay him the money. Now I had to pay him that. That's how you do business, isn't it? It is. So within 2 or 3 months, we were able to, well, 2 months, I was able to pay that credit card off, $7,000. The next month, I paid $9,000 and got that off. So our consumer debt was wiped out in 3.5 months. And I'll show you how we did that. So you want to be with us for the long haul. We want to hit $1,000 a coin, and you want to have the number of mines that you need to be at least producing one coin a day. So you can take advantage of that. And you can take out, $1,000 a week or $2,000. You can keep leaving it there and building up more and more value. You don't have to take it all out at one time. You take out portions of it, sell it, and bring it over to Coinbase and pull it out, and you've got it. Or use my Visa card, not my card, but your card that you'll have on your Coinbase account, and spend it right out of Coinbase. Anywhere around the world. Your hotel, your rental car, your air flight, your cruise ship, whatever will take a Visa card, you can be paying for that in USDC and not even having to pull it into your bank account. How good is that?
When it's USDC, does it continue to grow in price, or is it?
No, it's out by that time. It's out, you've sold it in the marketplace for whatever it was worth, and now it's sitting in Coinbase and there will stay until you pull it
So
out.
it's the T that gains value now.
Well, no, the T also is a stable point. So usually, as soon as you transfer it to USDT, which is on Dextrade, but you've got to get it over to Coinbase to pull it out because we're not on Coinbase. We will be in several months to come, but we're not there yet. So you've got to do another little jump to get it onto Coinbase where it becomes USDC, pull it out. We can pull it out as USDT, but Dextrade is not a government regulated exchange, so we can't tie our bank accounts to it. So we're going to get it over to Coinbase or Kraken or Robinhood and pull it off there. But that won't be for long. Right now we're in the dark ages. We're going to do some jumps to get where we need to be, but it won't always be that way. So let me erase this. You want to take a picture, you can take it now.
Dextrade's only brokerage that trades Texas.
No, Dextrade trades hundreds of different coins.
Right.
But Coinbase, Texit Coin is one of the coins that can be purchased, bought and sold. Now, if you're going to go and set up an account on Dextrade because you want to sell and buy coins, then don't verify your identity because Dextrade is not a United States regulated exchange. So if they find out you're an American because you verified who you are, uploaded your driver's license and things like that, then they will shut your account down. And so you can get on, but just don't verify your identity. Don't start sending up all your legal documents. You don't have to. I didn't know that. That's how I found out. All right, so let's look at this. Your mine will cost you $995. That gets you one mine. And in time to come, that will be producing, let's say, I know it's 0.8 right now, but let's go to where we'll end up in probably 5 or 6 months, a tenth of a coin. And one coin right now is $5.35. So you got to get that percentage. So what's that? 53.5 cents. So that's what it's selling for. So the company allows you to do this. If you want to buy 5 mines and get yourself set up, then they're going to give you one free because of what you put in. So it's 5 times the $995, just a little bit less than $5,000. And because of the free mine, you are now functioning as if you got 6 mines. So when it's all said and done, at that point, you will have 6/10 of a coin, basically 3/5 of a coin is what you're producing on the marketplace. If you buy 9 mines, then they'll give you additional 2 mines free. And so now you're functioning in your account like you got 11 mines. So 11 mines will put you ultimately at 1 coin, or a little over 1 coin in your account per day. You with me? So
That's all you're, that's all you can get, right? 9 mines?
no, you can buy 9 mines.
That's it, buy.
Yes, but you can get awarded mines. I got 35 mines, but I could only buy 9. How'd I do that? Well, keep listening. So you will ultimately, if you buy 9 mines, you'll be somewhere around 1 coin a day, and by that time it will be $16 a coin, and then it will go to $25 a coin, and then it'll go to $100 a coin, and on up to $1,000 a coin. So you just write it out. You can take those coins out anytime you want, but you want to get in as early as you can. So, for example, I would say in 12 months, we're going to be close to $100 a coin, given where it's going and looking at that graph. So, for example, let's say in 12 months, you're doing 1 coin a day, and in 12 months, that's 365 days, you're going to have 365 coins. Isn't that easy? All right? Now, it's not going to go any lower than that because we've sold all the mines and that 95,000 will be divided out, so that's not going to drop. So in 12 months, you've made that. And if we are at $100 a coin, what's that? Yeah, so in 12 months, you're looking at 36,500. And you bought in at less than $9,000. You got those 2 free. And now it just keeps producing those coins. Look at that return on investment in just 12 months. Isn't that exciting? And again, you can take those out anytime you want. So Lisa, my goal is probably March, April of next year, we'll have $350,000 that we can cash out and pay our mortgage off. Don't live in debt. Even with your house, get it paid off or buy a new house. Marcelo's going to be buying 10 acres and he needs $1.5 million. So that's his goal. So sometime next year, he'll be able to pull that out and buy his 10 acres and live off the grid. That's his goal. So whatever dream you got in your heart, this is a tool to get you there because all of our dreams cost money. True that? Who has a dream that doesn't cost them money? No one. So this is a great tool in your hands to get where you need to be. And money is not evil. It's the use of the money, the love of money is the root of all evil. True that? Not money. Otherwise it'll all be evil. Because we use it all day long. So I'm encouraging you to get as many mines as you can, particularly these numbers where you get free. That's $1,000 you didn't have to pay for. That's $2,000 you didn't have to pay for, and it starts generating those mines. Now, if you can't do that, the company gives you 30 days to do it to get those free ones. So if you can only afford 1 mine or 2 mines, that's fine. But make sure you mark on your calendar that date, because in 30 days, you've got that time frame to buy some others to get the free ones. So if you bought 2 mines in 30 days, within 30 days, buy 3 more and you get a free one. That's $1,000 getting back, really. Same with the 9 mines. Now, there's a greater benefit for 9 mines. So if you can do 9 mines and come in within 30 days, the company's going to give you 2 other spots in their network to generate income from and to generate coins from. Right now, when you come in and you buy a mine or 2 mines or 6 mines or 8 mines, you get 1 spot. And in that 1 spot, you can generate coins from the mines you purchased. If you buy 9, that's the Cadillac. That's the gold standard in this company because you can't buy any more than that. When you do that, they give you 2 additional spots that you can start making coins in those spots. So not only you just got 1 working for you, you got 3 spots working for you, creating coins. And so, again, I have a video on that. So if you're interested in knowing how the 9 pack works, let me know and I'll get that to you. All right, so that's what we're looking at in 12 months is 36,500 if you come in at that and hang on to your coins. And as I said, there's no stipulations. You can do that at any time you want and sell those coins. Now, here's how you create mines for yourself without having to buy them. Who would like some free mines? Everybody needs free mines. That'll save me $1,000. And I can go more than 9 because the max I can buy is 9. But I can make more mines added to me while they still exist. I want to grab as many of those 1 million mines as I can. So here's what the company says. If you can help them share this concept with other people, because it's crowdsourced, they're not putting millions and billions of dollars into advertising. You won't ever see them on TV or anywhere else. So if you can get 3 people in, your mother, your sister, your brother-in-law, get your family in first. Get them out of the rain first, right? Get them on the ark. So for every 3 people that you get into this organization and they buy mines, doesn't matter how many mines they buy, the company's going to give you what they call 100 mega hash. Now, mega hash is a term in the crypto world and basically means the power of your mine to produce. So if you bought 1 mine, it comes at 100 mega hash. That's what's producing your coins. And right now you're producing 0.8 coins a day because you've got 100 mega hash. So if we can increase our mega hash in our mine, we can produce more coins. So for every 3rd person that comes in, the company gives you 100 mega hash. Now you've got 200, you've got 2 mines. So you double your production. If you can do that within 30 days of you coming in, the company gives you another 100 mega hash because you did it within 30 days. You can do it in a week, doesn't matter. As long as you get it within 30 days, they'll give you another 100 mega hash. So all of a sudden, I spent $9.95 for 1 mine, but I got 3 mines. And I can still buy another 8 because the maximum I can buy myself is 9. I got 3, and that's not counting against me.
Does that actually come off the total number of mines?
Yes, it does. And that's why you want to build that up.
If that million computing power, it's not necessarily.
Right, so that 1 million mines have got 100 million mega hash producing in that network, 100 per mine. And so when you get awarded a 100 mega hash, you're pulling one of those mines off that's in the reserve that other people could buy. So that number of mines are going down. That's why they're rapidly being used up. And there's no limit to this. You can go and get another person in, person at work, co-worker, your brother, sister, aunt, whoever, person at church. So as soon as you get the third person in, the company gives you another 100 mega hash. All right? Let's look at that. So here's the 200 mega hash. We're at what? 1.6 coins a day. Is that right?
Yes.
And then at 300, I'm at 2.4 coins. This is based upon what's happening now. Another 100 mega hash, 3.2 coins a day. So this is how you're now multiplying your coin production because of the mines. Now, if you bring those next three in within 30 days, they'll give you another 100 mega hash. So now I'm producing 4 coins a day. So I got 500 mega hash. So I can go to my account right now and I'll see 500 mega hash. I bought one mine, and also in my account, it tells me how many more mines I can buy. It'll have the number 8 there. I can buy an additional 8 to get up to 9. But I've just been awarded these because I'm helping the company grow, sell their mines. They want you to do this. It's not a gimmick because they have to get on the higher exchange. You know, to get on the Coinbase, you have to be invited on Coinbase. You can't just show up and say, here we are. And they'll look at how many other exchanges you're on, what your trading volume's like, how many miners you've got in your group, how active it is. And if you qualify, they'll invite you on the Coinbase. Once we get on the Coinbase, you better put your seatbelt on because all of Asia is crawling all over Coinbase. And they see a new coin pop up like Texit Coin, and they do a little bit of research and they see that it's 2 years old or 18 months old, and they see what's been happening, that it hasn't been going like this. It's got a steady staircase up. They will be all over that. And then the value of that coin will go through the roof. And that from that point on, we can't control it. Even though it's going to be mined exclusively in Texas, we can't control the trading of it all over the world. So I encourage you to look at doing this. You don't have to. Now, when you do get an account with Texit Coin and you buy 1 mine, 2 mines, 3 mines, you'll get a hard copy coin sent to you. This represents your account. On the back of that coin is a code. You'll scan that code in one of your apps, Blockchain Mint or the Texit wallet, and that'll enable you to get to the back side of your account and see your coins being produced on a daily basis. So this is 1 per account. And then to actually liquidate or cash out, you take that coin out of its packet, so don't take it out when you first get it. It's what the industry calls a cold wallet, which means it can only receive coins. It can't send coins. It's a cold wallet. This is your account. So when you're ready to cash out, you'll take that little bad boy out of its package and you peel that sticker off the back, and etched into the back of that coin is a QR code engraved into it. You'll scan that, and that turns your cold wallet into a hot wallet. Now you can take the coins out. So you don't want to cash out till you're ready, till you're happy with the value of the coins and what you want out of it. And you don't have to take them all out. You can just take some of them out. So that's what you'll get, and it'll be a cold wallet, storage wallet when you start, but you can turn it into a hot wallet when you're ready. And so there's no limit to the number of mines you can do. So as you continue to share this with people, then the company keeps rewarding you every third person. Right now in September, they've got a promo going that if the third person comes in the month of September, they're going to put 100 coins into your wallet. 100 coins is worth $535 right now. By the end of September, it may be worth more. So if you can do this in September, you've got some more rewards besides all these. They do promos from time to time. They just happen to be existing ones. But if you're already a miner and you've already got 2 people into the company because you shared with them, so they came in, maybe they came in August. If your third person comes in September, you qualify for 100 coins. How good is that? Someone just gave you $535 for helping to build their company. Very generous compensation plan. It's, normally when you dig into these things and 2 or 3 months later, you say, bah, I wish I knew that at the beginning. That's where they got me. That's the hook right there. I can't find it. I've been looking for it for 9 months. Can't find the hook. Because they're rewarding you for helping them build a company. Because they've decided to go crowdsourcing, they need you. Without you, they're not going anywhere. So they're rewarding you by doing that. Okay, so that's one way of building your mines, get what you need. So I would say this, the best strategy is to buy as many as you can. So for example, if you buy 9 mines and you get the 2 free, now you've got 11. And then you can start doing this. This will add to your 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 mines. Because that's producing the coins. You want to get as many coins produced as you can. So while the mines are available, try to suck up as many mines as you can, because at some point in time they disappear off the planet. Okay, and you can do both. Now you don't have to do this. My son in Mansfield owns a roofing company there. He said, I'm not telling a soul. I don't tell people about my business. I said, well, fine. Buy your 5 mines, get 1 free, and sit on it. 12 months later, pull that coin out of your closet and go on and see what it's worth. See how many coins you got on there. Maybe 3,000 coins by then. And see what it's worth on Bitmart. He's all right, that's what I'll do. Well, he had to check it out a little earlier than 12 months, so 3 months. Wow, I forgot about this thing. There are these several hundred coins here. I wonder what they're worth. Oh, $3.25. I just made several $100s while I was sleeping. So he couldn't help himself. He had to go and share that with Brian. Brian said, oh my Lord, you made that and you weren't doing anything? He went, I'm going to buy a bunch of mines. And then he had to share it with someone else. And all of a sudden, he's doing this thing and didn't even know it. And then he looks at his wallet. Someone just gave me 2 more mines. How did I do that? Well, help them build the network. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But listen, I don't want anybody in my family, in my friend circle, when all the mines are sold, and they find out about it from a billboard or something, and they find out I'm in it,
And you didn't do it.
and I didn't tell them, I probably won't have them as a friend anymore. What am I going to say? I'm sorry, I only shared it with my friends. So that's how you can build your mines. So think about that. Think about getting as many mines as you can up front. Think about that 30 days that you've got and get up to the 5 mines and get 1 free. Now you can get up to 9 mines at any time you want. It doesn't have to be within 30 days. It may take you 6 months to buy 9 mines, but you don't get the 2 free. That comes with a 30-day spot. All right. So just think about that. You're not being penalized if you take longer than that. You just want to get 2 free ones. So here's how you make money along the way. So how did we get the $7,000 without? Because my wallet is still a cold wallet. I've not cashed any of my coins yet. I'm waiting for it to get above $15 a coin, where I make some serious income and I can pay my house off. So that's a cold storage wallet still. So how do we get the Harvey paid off? How do they pay my credit card off? Because the company will give you money as well along the way if you want it. And if you don't want it, that's fine. You don't have to take it. So here's what they do. These 3 people that you got in, your sister, your brother-in-law, and your mother, that gave you that 100 mega hash, those people have buying coins. So the company looks at that and says, well, this person bought 1 mine. This person bought 3 mines. This person bought 6 mines. You actually brought into the company $10,000 because it's about $1,000 a mine. So those 10 mines that were purchased brought the company into the company $10,000. So the company says, we'd like to share some of that with you if you would like. Who would like? My wife had both hands up. She wanted the money. So here's how it works. They put you in your own little organization. It's a binary organization. It's got a left side and it's got a right side. And those are the people that you bring in will be placed in your organization, and the company's going to track your points and give you money back for helping them grow. And this is called cash potential, which means it's potentially yours. Potential. Cash potential. So if we put this person over here, your sister, she comes in, I'm going to put her in your organization. She got 1 point. Your brother-in-law came in, we'll put him over here. He has 3 points. This person over here, we'll put them on this side, they got 6 points. So the company says this, listen, if you can match 3 points on your left side and 3 points on your right side, we're going to give you $1,000. If you can match 6 points on your left and 6 points on your right, we'll give you $2,000. Because of the money you brought into the company. If you can match 9 points on your left and 9 points on your right, we're going to give you $3,000. So these people I brought in, not only did I get 100 mega hash or maybe 200 mega hash, 2 more mines, because I did it within 30 days, but now the company's looking at the points they brought in, the number of mines they purchased. So right here, I'm looking at this. Well, I got 3 over here, and I got 2 lots of 3s here, so there's $1,000 for me. They look at this on a weekly basis. So at 7 o'clock on Saturday night, the gates are shut, and they look at all the mines that have been purchased, how many people came in, what points there are, and they'll figure your commission. So I just made $1,000 commission that week, and I used up that 3. So I'm starting next week with a 1 point, because that rolls over. And over here, there's 3 left, so I'm starting with 3 points on my right. And I'm taking 1,000 out. So that $10,000 cash potential that I brought into the company now goes to 9,000 because I took 1,000 out. And this goes on week after week after week. So I'm bringing another person in, another person in, another person in. They bought 1 mine. This person bought 3 mines. This person bought 6 mines. And so they go into my little organization. I don't do that. The company tracks it for me. So this person who bought 6 will put 6 points over here. Somebody bought 1 mine, they go over here. Another person bought 3 mines, they'll go over there. At the end of the week, the company looks at it. Hey, you just matched 6 to 6. There's $2,000 coming your way. And so I used up that 6, so I get 1 that rolls over to next week because I didn't use that point. I take 6 out of those 3 and 3. I got 1 point left over. Starts my next week off again. So not only is it matched by the people that you're bringing in, but now these people start to bring other people in. That's how I can get the 9 to 9. So that $2,000 just came off my cash potential. So I'm down to what? 7,000? 17. You know why? Because I just bought another $10,000 into the company. So my cash potential is now up to 17,000. So I've got crazy amount of cash potential in my account. I can't get it out quick enough because of what's been building up. It builds up faster than what you can take it out because your ceiling is 9 to 9. You can't take out more than $3,000 a week. Would you like $3,000 a week?
Sure.
Thank you. So that's how you can build that up. Now you say, well, how on earth can I get to $3,000 a week? I can't be bringing that number of people in. But you don't have to. Because your sister that you brought in, and she bought 1 mine, she goes to work, shares with her best friend and her co-worker. They want to buy a mine because it's so exciting. And another person brings in, that person may buy 4 mines, this person may want to buy 1 mine. All right? That's 5 more points that's in your network, in your grouping, because she's in your group. So, for example, if this person bought 3 mines, just argument's sake, and this other person bought 4, she gets $1,000 because she's matched 3 to 3. But those 3 and 4 points go up to you, and you got 7 points on your left side this week that you didn't even create. So that happens all the way down. So it will take, and it takes some time. There's not money overnight, but I would say you give it 2 months max, and you could easily be making $3,000 a week from the points that are being matched, not just by what you're bringing in, but these people down here, this person here, they're sharing it. Co-worker, person at church, their relative. That person buys 9 mines. This person buys 6 mines. Well, she just matched 3 to 3, 6 to 6. That she gets $2,000. But those 6 and 9 points that come, that's 15 points. So you got well over 9 that week, and you didn't do a jolly thing. Isn't that crazy? Who's made $3,000 out of this company? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Multiple times?
multiple times.
multiple times. And they're rank and file people like you and me, sort of people you'd find under a bridge. But just normal people. Who's made $2,000 out of it? Same people anymore? Who's just made 1,000 so far? 1, 2, how long you been in it? Month, making $1,000. How long you been in it?
28 days.
28 days. Isn't there something? Already making this sort of money. And then the people that you're bringing in, they're doing the same thing. They're coming to a meeting like this and saying, wow, I want to get some mines. I got relatives that love these mines. And so before long, you're waking up Sunday morning like I do. I wake up Sunday morning because, at 7 o'clock Saturday night, the gates get closed. And I wake up Sunday morning and get ready for church. And I got 105 points on my left and 75 points on my right. I made $3,000 and I haven't even got out of bed. Isn't that amazing? And that's because they're selling mines. Now, the day will come when that will be over because there's no more mines to buy. So we got 6 months, 8 months, I'm not sure how long, to really get yourself built up. So they will send this to you. If you want cash, they'll send it to you, this $3,000 or $2,001. They'll send it to you in USDC. That's why you want to have a Coinbase account, so you can tell them, this is where I want my commission sent to. Now, you don't have to take it in USDC. If you say, listen, I don't need money, like Herman, he doesn't need it, he's well taken care of. True that? So he says, I'd rather have the hash power. That $1,000 you owe me, I'm going to take it in a mine. Give me a mine instead. That's 100 mega hash. I'll add to his account, and now he's building his mine up. So not only is he getting mega hash because he's introducing those people to the opportunity, but based upon those points now, he can get additional mega hash, 100 mega hash per 1,000. If he made 3,000 and he doesn't need it, and he turns it into hash, that's 3 mines just got added to his account. So you can get it in USDC, you can get it in hash, or you can tell them, I'd rather have it in Texit Coin. So take that $3,000 and it's $5 a coin. So that's 600 coins. Dump 600 coins in my account. Because I know in 6 months, those 600 coins are going to be worth $16 each. What's 16 times 6? I spent 3,000, bought coins. Now it's 9,600. So I've just tripled what I got in because I'm now getting coins. So you have that option and you can change it every week if you want to. So I was able to go down to part-time work, and then I gave up my part-time work. And this is what's supplying me with the money now. Got lots of money. We paid our debt off, got out of consumer debt, took a nice vacation, etc. And I wasn't even spending my coins. I was taking my commission that was coming in based upon the points. So this is a tremendous, very generous compensation plan. I want to share that with you. We want you to be positioned for success. And it starts off with owning a mine. Get as many mines as you can. You got 30 days to build it up to get the free ones. And then start sharing with people. You don't want to share with people, you don't have to. It's not multi-level marketing. There's no minimal requirements to do anything. You don't have to buy a truckload of granola bars and store them in your garage so you can get overrides on everybody else. You don't get overrides on my coins. They're all my coins, thank you very much. You make your own coins. So it's not multi-level marketing, and it's not a Ponzi scheme. You're actually getting something for it. You're not just putting your money into a corporation and everybody gets a share of your money, and then you got to try and go around and find someone as gullible as you were, get them in so you can get a share of their money. That's a Ponzi scheme. Now you're getting something for your money. You get a mine, and you buy multiple mines, and you own 100% of the coins that your mine produces. And there's no stipulations on that. You can sell them anytime you want. All right, any questions before we wrap up here? Yes, sir. What happens up, and this is true of every coin in the crypto world, they go through what they call halving. So probably every 4 years, Bitcoin halves. And so the number of coins that are being produced on a daily basis chops in half. So our 95,000 coins in about 5 or 6 years will be half that amount that's created. That's what pushes it out for 136 years and pushes the value of the coin up. because it's
95,000.
right, yeah. So that's the halving kicks in. So in 5 or 6 years, you won't be making 1/10 of a coin per mine. You'll be down to 1/20th of a coin per mine when that kicks in. But the value of the coin is way high because the scarcity of an item is what causes its value, and people that's why Bitcoin is the 115,000 a coin, is because of that. So you may want to build up to 20 mines. So when we go through halving, you still got 1 coin a day. So you just come up with your own strategy of what's going to work for you. Yes, sir. How often? Whenever Bobby feels like it. So Bobby has a webinar every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I encourage you to be part of that. That's how you learn what's coming out and where we are positioned and how many centers across Texas are getting the big containers that have 200 computers in. So they set up another redundant center. Yes, sir.
Backing up to the,
If you are not a Rocketeer.
okay,
So, well, let me back that up.
okay.
As long as you got cash potential and you're bringing in people to the organization, that cash potential enables you to take out USDC, hash, and Texit Coin. So right now, if you take hash and you don't take their cash and you don't take their Texit Coin, see what's more valuable to the company is hanging on to their Texit Coin and not paying you money. They'd rather give you hash. It really doesn't cost them anything to give you hash. It's just giving you another mine. It's available and they give it to you. So if you say I want hash instead, that will double your hash. So for example, if you commission is $1,000, that's 100 mega hash or 1 mine right there, that $1,000. So the mine is $9.95. So basically, you got the money for 1 mine. If you take hash, they'll give you 2 mines. That's currently in play. So the next thing they're going to probably lock off the compensation plan is what they call BOGO, which is getting double your hash instead of your cash. That's probably the first thing to go. They have the right to change the compensation plan at any point in time. If it's too hot and they're selling too many mines, they'll change the compensation plan, but not for you. It's for the new people coming in, the compensation plan change. Very, very fair. So when you came in, whatever the compensation was at that time is what you're locked into. So right now you need cash potential to get any one of these. If you don't have cash potential, you can't get any of the commission bonuses, any one of those 3, if you don't have that. But you still got your mine and you're still producing coins.
One more question, since, sure, my wife, is this transfer, I mean?
Yes, it is. It is easy to will. We met with our estate planner, Lisa and I, and we gave them the code on the back. This is a public code. This is in our will. So whoever owns this gets our wealth. The deal is this, whoever owns this has your key to your safe because of that code that's etched on the back of that coin. So whoever you give that to when you're laying in your deathbed, whoever gets that when you're in your deathbed has your fortune. All right?
So if you wanted to sell your mine, just basically take the money and give them the coin.
Exactly. Then they own that mine. They've got the code to turn that into a hot wallet and get all those coins in. So,
Cash out at different times. Texit, send, $2.99 form, or whatever they're called.
No. Good question. There's no 1099s with the Texit company. So I don't know what you would call this, maybe a finder's fee. Because you're not on their payroll, you're not a subcontractor, there's no 1099. So there's no tracking of you coming in. Where this would be tracked is through your banking system when you pull it out. Or Coinbase. Coinbase is regulated by the United States government, so they are probably, I have not been in it long enough to go through a tax season. I've talked to 3 different tax accountants and they gave me 3 different answers. And I think it's because it's so new, so fresh, it's not written in stone yet. And because we've got a federal government that's pro-crypto, the legislation they're passing is to encourage everybody into crypto, not come against them. So you're in it at the best time.
In Texas, there's no capital gains.
Texas, yes, no capital gains tax in Texas.
Including your.
Yes, sir, in the back. Sorry? A Rocketeer was the 15,001th person that came into the organization. They were called Rocketeers. And basically, that's from now on, everybody coming to your Rocketeers. Rocketeers, the stipulation is you've got to have cash potential to get any one of these. Before, if you didn't have cash potential, they still allowed you to get hash. But not anymore as a Rocketeer, which is fair because you're helping them grow the company. So there's too many people sitting back and not growing the company, just getting points and matching points from what other people are doing below them and making hash. So they said, no, you got to work for that, fellas. So that's the Rocketeers.
You have the person sponsored after your, in this.
Yes, your cash potential comes from the people that you personally share this with, sponsor with, and the points they're generating from that. The commission is based upon anybody in your organization making points. Yes, sir.
Bringing your kids in.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanna, like.
Yeah, there's no stipulation. I sold a mine 2 weeks ago to a couple that was carrying their child.
Does that count toward?
Yeah, all those points. Yeah, they're all in your organization. So if you got 3 kids and you buy mines for your kids, or they buy the mines for the kids, those will be in your organization.
You and your wife?
Yes, all those points will go up. All right, I think we're about ready to wrap up. Been a great night. Thanks, guys, for coming.